When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Is what she said to me. Sing along now. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future is... You get the idea with that. A very apt song for this weekend so far. Hello everybody, welcome to this very quick video on Sunday afternoon's matches. I'm not going to lie, it's the 78th minute in the Arsenal game. I lost the will to live at 45 minutes, so I went outside for a quick walk listening into some of Gary's voice messages, which have been vexing me in a good way, if you can be vexed in a good way, which I can be. Especially when it comes to slagging off women. Oh, that's already blocked off this video. Can't be saying that, Steve-O. Can't even be saying mental or mad on TikTok, apparently. Write that in a comment section, it gets banned. That's what my brother told me. It violates the guidelines of the comment section. But don't worry, though. You can upload any types of videos you want. That's okay. Cretins. Yeah, what could have been... What could have been... An 86th minute goal from, of all the players on the bloody planet, Bowen, to cancel out a potential 2-0 win for Nottingham Forest. And I'm not going to lie, I was going into that ridiculous panic mode that you and me and everybody else does, which is keep refreshing the page to see when the game's over. 7 minutes are up, right? 7 minutes of stoppage time out. 9 minutes, 11 minutes. How much fucking longer is it going to be? 15 minutes later. Oh, there we are. There's the stoppage time. Over and done with. Right, thanks for that. I don't know what on earth was going on in that game. Just utterly mental. Oh, can't be saying that, can we? And yeah, just seeing it end 2-1, I just roll my eye. Like, brilliant. But, on the upside, Alanga coming through with an assist for Milenkovic. Unfortunately, it's looking like Milenkovic has dropped down to 0 bonus points, which is just so frustrating. Don't worry, Nico Williams is getting bonus points for some reason. For some reason, he's going to get bonus points, despite the fact he got nothing in the game whatsoever. But don't worry, he's going to get 1 bonus point. 2 bonus points, in fact. That's a joke, that is. That has got to be... After this game week's finished in a month's time... That has to be changed, surely. How can you have Milenkovic that scored a goal and have 0 bonus points, yet Nico Williams that conceded a goal is going to get 2 bonus points? Someone explain that in the comments below. But yeah, this is a game week which that Brentford game really was the one where I cannot believe that it went from Mbeumo potentially going, like Gary said it in his stream, that if for argument's sake Mbeumo gets a hat-trick or Salah, that's when he's going to be panicking because of the captainers. And then I'm thinking, hold on a minute, have you jinxed this here? Because he's now got a penalty to make it 2 goals. Obviously it was saved, and then he ends up getting the same points as Ollie Watkins, 5, which again, so lucky. What could have been potentially, a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pointer is a 5 pointer. That is exceptionally lucky. But ending 3-2, and guess what? The history coming through again with that game. I think that's now the 4th time in 7 where a team has scored 3 goals in this fixture. That is quite extraordinary. That is quite extraordinary. And with Leicester winning today, it's their first win in God knows how many at home. It's quite sickening, really. I mean, it's very apt that, obviously, Leicester win 2-0, and it's on Jamie Vardy's 200th game or his 200th league goal. I don't really care, but yeah, they finally... they beat Leicester. Sorry, they beat Southampton 2-0, sorry. But as I stated the other week, that sometimes these teams are a bit dangerous when they got nothing to lose, nothing to play for, and certainly with the likes of, Fulham, nothing to play for, yet they go and beat Brentford. They're now only 1 point behind Brentford. Nottingham Forest, they're now on the same points as Man City, 1 point behind Aston. It's really, the interesting thing is for the final day of the season, is that there are teams in which it is going to matter the result on the final day of the season. It really is going to matter on the final day of the season what happens regarding the results, with the likes of Nottingham Forest needing to win, Chelsea needing to win, and so on and so forth. It truly is going to be an extraordinary day. I mean, I'm not going to be in London for the FPL meets. I'll be completely frank with you, I don't need to be in London. So I'm not going to be going up to London just to go to an FPL meet. No disrespect, but I'd rather be down here with family at the moment. I'm making the most of being with my family. And that page isn't coming up. It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolute rubbish. So yeah, they bring up the fixtures here. And when you look at some of the games which mean absolutely nothing, Bournemouth versus Leicester means nothing now, truth be told. I know the BBC were banging on about the fact that no, but these teams, Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace are in Europe, which means that we could have 10 till. Shut up. God, the amount of times they mentioned European places, like, just shut the fuck up and talk about the game that's just happened between Man City and Crystal Palace. Celebrate the fact Crystal Palace have won. Like that prat that is, what was it, the selfie stick out and, what are you doing? What are you doing with my phone? Did anybody see that? Whoever that bloke was. Just incredible. Took his camera away for it. You can't film through there, mate. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? Give him the phone back. It's absolutely absurd. So yeah, Bournemouth Leicester I think is a dead rubber. Fulham Man City, well, yeah, dead rubber in the sense of Man City will probably beat Bournemouth, and then, well, that's the thing, you see. Bournemouth could get something at Man City and then beat Leicester, but unlikely. Man City just need 4 points from the next two. Ipswich, West Ham, complete dead rubber. Again, the teams to really be attacking from this game week, and I do like Gary's plan of bringing in Bournemouth player. Well, a Bournemouth player, or if you've already got Bournemouth players, play them. If not, maybe an idea to maybe bring in a Bournemouth player, whether it's Cliver, whether it's Semenya, whether it's Evan Nilsson. But certainly, yeah, that's a game to attack. There's not many games this particular game week 38, where me personally am thinking, oh my God, I've got to really attack that, other than potentially Arsenal away at Southampton. But even then, good God. As I said to Gary as I left my house, and I just said that in this particular fixture, Arsenal just look like they do not care about playing this particular game. They just want to get through it as quickly as possible. Newcastle had a bit of endeavour, but really flattered to deceive. Still 1-0. And obviously the big talking point from today was the fact that Isaac, groin injury. So what does that mean regarding next week? Is it a case of maybe bringing in Wilson? Well, no. Because the truth of the matter is that they're at home to Everton, and that's a horrible fixture. Do I see Newcastle winning? Yes. Do I see them winning heavily though? No. But certainly, I think that this could be almost, for me, the time to look at whoscored.com for the preview and think to myself, yeah, I think that this team that are going into this particular match in form, let's say Brighton beat Liverpool. Let's say Brighton beat Liverpool quite comfortably. Let's say like a 2-0. It won't happen. I think I've got it as 2-1. I think Brighton beat Liverpool. But anyhow, the point being is that Brighton win. Are Brighton a team to attack for the game against Spurs, where Spurs will have either A, won or lost Europa League final? A lot of people have got Aston Villa players up against Man United. Don't need to. You wouldn't be bringing any Aston Villa players in. Chelsea. Ooh, Palmer. Wouldn't surprise. You know, Nottingham Forest got everything to play. That's a huge game between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea. So yeah, next week's fixtures are just horrible, in my opinion. I don't think they're great. And for me and Ray, it's either a case of, do we just go with Saka in for Kevin De Bruyne, done, move on? Do we take a huge punt in knowing that Havertz is starting? Because obviously he came into the squad today. And, you know, there's a small chance, a very, very, very small chance that Arteta goes, look, you're back fit, you're back ready, we'll just give you 60 minutes. He came on the 76th minute, ironically, for Saka. Another talking point, actually, from today was the fact that Saliba went off at half-time for Calafiore. Is there an injury there? Does that scupper plans for next week? Obviously, next week, the big news will be through all the team leaks, of course. But from mine and Ray's point of view, it's down to which bloody defenders to play. If we're just literally taking it verbatim that this is the team that we're going to be playing. But obviously Trippier's out injured, so it's going to have to be Milenkovic, but he's only going to get 2 points against Chelsea. See, I'm tempted when speaking with Ray about deliberately taking like a -4 to bring in a defender, but it's, again, this is just madman talk here. Oh, said mad. I'm happy with Areola in goal because Henderson's away at Liverpool. The only player that I'm potentially really, really interested in is, if anybody, would be De Bruyne and Haaland out to bring back Salah, captain, and then bring in someone like, oh, I don't know, Havertz, like I just mentioned. As just literally a 1 week punt for a -4. Because the upside is there. As I said to Nick Triggerlips, he posted a comment saying, do you now see the same thing with hindsight regarding not captain Ollie Watkins? And to be honest with you, I still wish I captained Haaland. I still wish I captained Haaland this game week. As you can see here, you got Areola in goal for game week 38. It's Trippier. He ain't going to be fit. If he ain't playing against Arsenal, he ain't going to be playing against Everton. But again, wait for team news. Enya Vardio, and then Semenyo and Burmo, Alanga, De Bruyne, Haaland, Cunha, and Watkins. But certainly coming out of this particular game, it really was looking like potentially Milenkovic was going to not only get a 15-pointer, but the people that had double Everton defence, I'd already covered with one player, give or take, because a lot of people I saw had O'Brien and Mikalenko. I'm extremely grateful that, well, I say extremely grateful. It's just very unfortunate that they scored whenever they did. And it ends up with the fact that I'm down to an 8-pointer and a few people in the mini leagues that are my rivals have got the double Everton defence. Whether it's Pickford, Mikalenko, Pickford and O'Brien, all the Pickfords, you know, a combination of whatever. And that's the thing, you see. I'm just looking at one team here. They've got just O'Brien. But he's going to get, I think, 2 bonus points. Another team in front of me here didn't even have in fact, yeah, I may even be going second in the Torbay Elite. I may even be going second in the Torbay Elite, thanks to Milenkovic. Ah, it is one here. Look at this. Of course, it's Dale. What a surprise. Look at this for Dale. Arsehole. Oh, well, he's not going to be watching this. So I can be slagging him off whenever I want. But Dale here, look at this. a triple. That's right, triple Everton defence. That's sickening. That is a bit of a sickener for someone like me. I'm probably going to still be slightly ahead of him, but Pickford, Branthwaite, and O'Brien coming through there. He had Burmo. Oh, he had Visser as well. Oh, God. And he's still got Salah. Salah's going to be the hard one to take, if I'm honest with you. Salah's going to be either A. People like saying that he may go off tomorrow. Brighton, I know Muggs. They are a very, very good team. And even their form going into this particular fixture ain't too bad. I mean, I'm probably going to be proven wrong now. If we look at the form table here, overall, it's all the twos. 1-2, drawn 2, lost 2. At home, more importantly, they've only lost once. 1-3, drawn 2, lost 1, scored 10, conceded 10. And, yeah, it was 3-0 against Aston Villa, but they conceded 1 against Newcastle in a 1-1. They conceded 2. See, this is the kind of game I expected to end up being like a 3-2, like it was when they beat West Ham 3-2. They drew. There's another 2 goals conceded against Leicester. Obviously, they conceded 3 against Aston Villa, conceded 1 against Fulham, and conceded 1 against Bournemouth. Whereas Liverpool at the moment, they're 8th. This is the away table. In fact, it's exactly the same as Bournemouth's current form of 2-2-2. But away from home, in the form table, Liverpool have got 2-2-2, 1-2, drawn 2, lost 2, scored 10, conceded 10. And, yeah, they conceded 3 against Chelsea. They scored 1 against Leicester in a 1-0 when they conceded 3 against Fulham. They beat mancity 2-0 and then a couple of draws in there too. So, yeah, we're looking at a game which tomorrow, another 2 goals against Everton. So, this game against Brighton, if you're going to put 50p, put it on a high-scoring game. Maybe over 4.5 goals, potentially. Maybe I could put 50p on that. But, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow between, like I said, Brighton and Liverpool. I personally do think that Brighton come out of it on top. In my humble opinion, as they say a lot of the time, because they can't just say in my opinion, they have to say in my humble opinion. I'll certainly be putting 50p probably on over 4.5 goals. I mean, I wonder what the history is between these 2 particular teams. I think that it was in favour of Liverpool, like an average of a 2-1 win or whatever it is. But certainly I think that this has got potential to be a really nice high-scoring game tomorrow. It's just I'm hoping that Salah continues his pretty rank form. And yeah, there's a lot of basically the home team do very well. You got a 3-0, a 2-1 Brighton wins there, then a 2-2, then a 2-1 Liverpool, then a 2-1 Liverpool. The anomaly here is a 3-2 win away from home, which was in the League Cup last year on the 30th of October in the League Cup, where Liverpool, their team, was bordering on full strength, but there is a lot of... So you had Jaros in goal, Robertson, Gomez, Kwanzaa and Bradley, and then Diaz, Morton, Endo, Gakpo, and then Jones and Szoboszlai. So, yeah, it's... like I said, I think it could be something similar like that tomorrow, to be honest with you. Anyhow, the game's pretty much ended now. It's ended 1-0 to Arsenal. It'd be embarrassing if it didn't. Yeah, it's going to end 1-0 to Arsenal. And yeah, it's... Again, we go back to the song, don't we? Whatever will be, will be. And unless you've got... I'd say the big winners today are anybody that had... And I'm stating the bloody obvious. Oh, I've just seen Ray has got a yellow card. time wasting by any chance? Yeah, I think anybody that's come out of this weekend with double, or in Dale's case, triple, but let's get real here. There was a lot of double ups of Arsenal and Everton defence. I think you've come out of it the winners. I think you guys have come out as the winners. And for anybody that captained Burmo, I forget unlucky. You can be screaming to the gods and just literally walking away from the game at this point, because that is an absolute shit show. Cheers.